Imagine losing your court case because your lawyer cited fake legal evidence generated by AI. This isn't science fiction, this actually happened. And while this might sound like a rare occurrence, I promise you it's not. Newsrooms have published AI generated articles with glaring factual errors. Across industries, people are more and more starting to rely on AI generated outputs without checking the data, the source, or even the logic. And the sword is already starting to cut both ways. A teacher recently accused a student of cheating based on a vibe that their essay was AI written. The problem isn't that AI is dangerous in and of itself. It's dangerous because of what we allow it to become when we stop questioning it. But don't worry, this video isn't about AI panic. It's actually about the psychology of how we as humans interact with it and the very real risks of treating predictive texts like professional insight. The first thing that we need to understand is that AI doesn't reason. It doesn't vet information. It simply predicts what words are likely to come next in a sequence. Large language models like ChatGPT are trained on very large data sets from books, websites, and articles. They use a machine learning architecture called a transformer neural network that analyzes that information and then generates new text that mimics it. Then, when you ask a question, the system calculates word by word what is statistically most likely to come next based on everything it has seen before. That's it. There's no checking for accuracy. There's no comparing against verified resources. No context beyond your prompt and its training data. It's essentially autocomplete on a massive scale. Imagine texting your boss or professor your next assignment using autocomplete. That would be a really bad idea, right? And yet, AI feels different, doesn't it? Somehow, when AI says something that sounds thoughtful or confident, it feels like expertise. But the truth is, at its core, it's just probability dressed up in slick grammar. So why do even experts keep getting fooled by this system? Part of it is speed. AI technology has evolved more quickly than most people, even professionals, can mentally model, than we can wrap our minds around. Most of us simply don't know how it works, what its limits are, or what makes it dangerous. But in addition to that, it actually taps into something deeper. Our brains are wired to trust things that sound fluent, polished, and emotionally resonant. It's called cognitive fluency bias. The easier something is to process, the more true it feels. Simply put, AI excels at this. It generates language that just flows. And we equate that fluency with credibility, even when it's flat out wrong. That's how fake legal citations make it into a courtroom, how teachers misidentify honest work, how journalists misreport, how people feel like AI is a better therapist than a human one. It's not a technological problem, it's a psychological one. I see words thrown around like sentient or intelligent, but the next point that I want to make is that AI is not. AI doesn't know what it's saying. It actually doesn't even know that it's saying anything. It's simply a mirror, a reflection of the data and the prompts that we feed it. Think of Narcissus staring into that pool of water, falling in love with his own reflection, not realizing there wasn't actually a person on the other side. AI is just a digital version of this. When it reflects our tones, our beliefs, and our arguments back to us convincingly, we start to feel like it's authoritative. So the problem isn't that AI can get things wrong, it's that if we stop checking it, then who is really steering the ship? Just because everyone is using AI doesn't mean that we are not accountable for our own actions for the way that we use AI. So how do we do better? I thought you would never ask. First, we need to treat AI like a tool, not a source. Think of it something like a spreadsheet that can help improve your efficiency. But would you cite some random spreadsheet without checking the math first? Then simply put, don't cite a chatbot without checking the content. Next, confirm before publishing. If something feels accurate, ask yourself why. Is it just because it's well written or actually true? How do you know? Well, we need to check verified peer-reviewed journals, actual court cases, notes, official texts. As professionals, we are supposed to be the ones deciding what is true and right. As students, if we don't put in the work to actually learn the material, then how do we stop the spread of misinformation? Number 3, last and certainly not least, we need to practice accountability. We need to hold ourselves and each other accountable. Simply put, whether it's law, medicine, education, or journalism, no one should defer judgment to a predictive engine. Remember, AI doesn't think, humans do, or at least we're supposed to. Now, I understand this world has become exhausting. Part of this is the ongoing pressure to do more, produce more. But at some point, we have to recognize our own limitations. Why do we need all this efficiency? For what? I'm not saying there aren't some good use cases for it, but not every single thing needs to be quickened or hastened for the simple matter of increased productivity. Again, AI isn't a problem simply because of what it is. It becomes dangerous when we stop questioning it and allow our greed to become a runaway train. I hope so much that you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please let me know in the comments below. I'm Dr. Charles, and we'll see you at the next check-in.